Hey everybody, Era here. I'm just here with some self-care routine after the whole body and mind self-care hour. Just gonna adjust my webcam here. All right, well, let's do some facial stuff because I'm still feeling tense through here. So this is the ear, and I'm gonna take my ear, I'm gonna grab right here, and I'm gonna pull out. I'm not gonna look at anything specifically, I'm just gonna pull my ear out, just like that. Going to hold until my body has an involuntary breath or I feel like a lot of relaxation or until about a minute or so has passed. There's my breath. I'm going to let go of my ear. Going to sit. I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm going to go to the next ear. I'm going to grab it just like that. I'm going to pull it out. Only do these one at a time. It's just better that way. I'm going to hold until I have an involuntary breath or until I had an involuntary breath. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to rest. Now, for me, in my headache migraine protocol, I've been having a lot of tension lately in my jaw, and I teaching these classes the last couple of months, and it's got me thinking about being more involved with my self-care. And I think making these videos will also help you do all that as well. So, after doing the things with my ear, I feel it up here, probably because I've been looking into bright light for the event that I was just doing. So, and I feel it on this side of my face. So I'm noticing that I have some eye strain. So this is what I would do for eye strain. In addition to potentially putting like a cold face pack on, which I didn't pull out before this, so I'll show that to you next time. I would find the spot under my eye. There's a nerve that comes out here, and I'm going to come underneath with my finger pads, and I'm going to push up towards my eye. I'm not going to look at anything specific. I'm just going to hold until I either have a breath or about a minute or so passes. I'm going to slide out with respect. So I feel a lot better already. And I even feel looser. Like I feel like I would if I had put that cold pack, like the cold eye mask on my face, except it's not cold. So that's great. Like I feel better, but I still feel something here. And this is ophthalmic nerve branch of the trigeminal nerve. So this is what I would do for that. I'm going to come in like this with my forehead, really light and not pushing very deep at all, right above my eyebrow there. And I'm going to just pinch the skin together. I'm going to sock it. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to sock it. I'm going to hold until I have a breath or until about a minute passes. I'm not going to look at anything in particular. I'm definitely not going to look into the bright light, which is an eye strain, headache, migraine trigger for me. But thankfully, I can nip that in the bud very quickly if I use these techniques after I've been filming or while I am filming in this case. Okay, and then watch how I come out of that. Just like that. Spread back out with respect. And now I'm feeling a lot better. I'm just going to test my face. Yeah, that feels pretty good. So what else can I show you? My shoulders are a little stiff and tight, so I can show you some of the shoulder stuff. Okay, so there's a clavicles, and the top of the shoulder, side of the neck. I'm going to do a little bit of feedback. We in our industry we call it a strain counter strain, or we call it a resistive. And all that is I'm gonna take my hand, I'm gonna put it on the top of my shoulder like that. I'm gonna push down, and then I'm going to shrug my shoulder up into my hand with just about like 20% of my power, and then I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna do it again. Notice it's only for a couple of seconds. You don't want to do this too. You don't want to feel like you're building up pressure in your head or that you're straining anything. It's just a real light pushing against each other. Yeah. I'm going to rest for a moment. Okay, I'm going to check. It feels a little bit better. Then do it on the other side. Top of shoulder. Push it down. I'm going to shrug up. I'm going to look straight ahead. I'm not going to try to turn my head towards the camera like I did earlier. You want to keep your neck in neutral if you're able to. Do one more. Lift off. I'm going to sit. I'm going to wait. And I'm going to feel my shoulders, and they do feel better. I feel like my pecs are really tight, so I'll show you what I do for pecs. So I can come up and I can grab. So here's the pec, right? You can see my muscle. And I'm gonna slide behind the pec like this, okay? See that? See how I have that muscle? Okay. I'm gonna put my arm down. So now my fingers are in that spot. So if I engage my pec, I can feel that contract. That's how I know that I'm on it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of this tissue here, and I'm going to pull towards the center of my chest, towards my sternum. That's all that is. It may not be accessible to you if you have a lot of tissue there, or if you don't have hand grip strength, but there are other things that I'll show for pecs later. I'm just going to hold. Excuse me. My body have its parasympathetic processes. That was nice. I'm gonna slide out with respect. I'm gonna take my hand away. I will wash it later. Trust me. I am sweaty. So sometimes self-care is not the cleanest work. So I'm gonna come back up to sweaty armpit again. You can see the pec, right? Contracted a little bit. I could feel that. I'm gonna come up. There it is. There's the pec. You can see as it attaches up here to the head of the humerus, the shoulder bone, the shoulder joint. And I'm going to grab that. I'm going to let my arm go down so you can see how my fingers are in there. You see how it's tucked? I have it tucked in there and pulled forward. So I'm not directly in the armpit per se. I'm in the back of the pec minor and pec major tendons. I'm going to grab. I'm going to pull towards my sternum. So you see that gap that's created? That's how that goes, okay? I'm gonna hold towards the center of my sternum. Oh, that's cool. When I do this, I can feel contraction. Just exploring that for a moment. Okay, so I'm just gonna hold towards my center. I'm gonna slide out with respect. And I'm feeling better now. Just that little bit there, I'm starting to feel better. I'm gonna move my shoulders to test it because I think using the movement after you release for a little bit is helpful. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of movement here. I'm gonna notice where I feel things. I feel some stuff here in the deltoid. And so the next thing that I will probably do, and the last thing that I'll show you before I'm gone for the day is I will come up. I'm gonna find that deltoid. I wanna grab a little bit of the skin around it, and I'm gonna lift up. And let my arm relax as much as I can, and I'm just gonna hold. So you see how I've got it? That's all it is. It's the action. We go up and we're gonna hold, and we can bring our fingers a little closer together if we want. Okay, I'm gonna hold, and while I'm holding, I'm gonna rotate my arm just a little bit, just like that. Might do that 2 or 3 times, and then I will be done. Okay, I'm done. I've taken my breath. I'm gonna slip back out. I'm gonna let my arm hang. I'm gonna let it rest for a moment. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna give it a couple beats. Now I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use that deltoid. I'm gonna feel the difference there. And it does. It feels better. I don't feel that twinge anymore when I do this action, which is what I was feeling. Hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you next time.